Did you call bank? I call game.
What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube? Back for another episode of Charges to the Game Sports Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Room. The fellas in the house. What's good, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The deed has been done. The draft is over. All the speculation. Who did the 49ers take? Did they take Mac Jones? Did they take Justin Fields? Did they take Trey Lance? They took the guy Trey Lance. They're rocking with them. Man, we finished off the draft with so many new faces, new places, so much stuff going on. Before we get into the show, everybody, since we're going to be on the YouTube page, hit the like button. Looking for some comments. Last show we had a great show. Shout out to Coach Edwards for coming on from Brown University. Man, he was a great guest, wasn't he, man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
Man, he was a funny dude, man.
Yes, sir.
Old coach, man. So shout out to Coach Edwards of Brown University. And then obviously on all the platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. So we got a great show for you guys today. So we're gonna be talking recapping the NFL draft. We couldn't do it on the previous show because we had Coach on. So we're gonna be recapping that. And then we're gonna throw a little monkey wrench at you. So we're gonna now be talking basketball today. Wow, shocker. But we're gonna be talking about boxing, talking boxing today. So we're throwing boxing at you. The big fight, Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders?
Yep, Billy Joe.
Yep. And then
sir.
We're gonna get back to Noble and give you our bets, guys. And then we'll close out. So I did want to throw this out there before, guys. So how are you guys feeling about this Aaron Rodgers situation, man? He wants out of Green Bay bad.
Oh yeah. He's done. He's gone.
Okay, I feel like that too. It's been a lot. When you go out there and you say that you want the GM to leave, you're not doing anything or not staying GM to leave, and then
he called him Jerry Krause.
Yeah, like then you don't deny that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Aaron's going off. Aaron's going off. He is not playing this. There was always scenarios about him just trying to leave, but this time I'm thinking like, yo, he maybe done.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think they just kind of disrespected my man for all them years, man. They never put, a solid offense. He kind of made a lot of his talent, man. Like you got to look at the guys that he's had. Like Adams, has been a great wide receiver for him. Before then, who did he have? He had guys like
Jordy Nelson.
He made him. Look what happened to Jordy Nelson when he left. You know what I mean? Like guys like that. What happened to the tight end? Was it Finley? He had all types of tight ends.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Jermichael Finley, all them guys, man. So I hope he gets out, man, and he goes to a good team, maybe a Washington, maybe they're linking him heavily to Denver.
I see that. They're willing to give up the most.
I know. I just think he can really do some damage in Washington. That's just my opinion.
I mean, both of those options are not bad.
His wife is in Hollywood. He needs to be closer to LA.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be west. So Denver, and then who else is out there? Midwest to west.
I mean, the Niners already got a QB. They're rocking with Lance. I mean, the Chargers.
So Raiders.
Raiders. Hey, look at them. You would love that, wouldn't you, boy?
Oh, I would lose it. I would go nuts. Man. Yes.
Yep.
Go ahead.
That's the other one, Raiders. Yeah.
Man, I'm hoping. Man. Las Vegas. Aaron Rodgers in Las Vegas. Oh yeah, yes sir. I'm with that.
All day, every day, man. So let's chat about this NFL draft, man. Look, what's your guys' opinion on this draft? It was a lot going on, man.
Very interesting draft.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking? I mean, one of the headliners for me was just seeing what the Niners did with that third overall pick, man. I mean, I to be honest, I thought it was going to be Mac Jones, man. I mean, I really thought I really thought it was. They really threw. I was just like, wow, I didn't know they was feeling a kid like that.
I didn't think so.
I had a feeling it would be Trey Lance to the end. I mean, the crazy thing was that if you saw the behind the scenes when they called him, Kyle Shanahan asked him, "You didn't know it was going to be you, did you?" And he said,
"Yeah, I heard that.
I had no idea."
Yeah,
I don't think nobody knew.
Yeah. So Kyle Shanahan and Lynch are the only two people who knew. They didn't tell anybody in the building.
Yeah, and that's crazy to me on draft night. That's so crazy. I don't know if that would cause a ripple effect in the war room. I'm like, man, we're all on the one page, and y'all two just held this to yourself.
Did you see Jed York, the owner, go on the radio and say, "I don't mind if Trey sits on the bench for 3 years"?
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, like Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Yeah, like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I get it because, I mean, you got to look at what Aaron Rodgers did with, when he was in Green Bay with, when he had Brett Favre. But he had, at the end of the day, he had Brett Favre to learn from. And I mean, as much as I don't like Brett Favre and his stupid comments and his old backwoods country boy comments, he's still a great. I just don't like every time he just rubs me the wrong way. I just like, hey, Brett, just stick to your football and that's it. But anyway, I mean, I just think with Kyle Shanahan's offense, the way he runs stuff is just like it's really simplified. Like he can do a lot with less. And he's not
just think about the RG3 days when RG3 was a rookie in DC.
Yeah.
And
RG3 that was a wave. That was a wave.
That year they went to the playoffs.
Yeah. That was a wave.
With Alfred Morris and RG3.
But that's the thing about it is, I mean, as far as Aaron Rodgers, as much as I would love for him to come to Vegas, I think that he's better suited with Broncos due to the fact that they have a recipe. Like, think about Peyton when he got there. They got theirs. It's a thing, And as much as I think that Washington's probably a better team, weaker division.
It would be interesting how long the Packers let this drag out. So it's not going to happen until after June 1st because of the cap hit.
Of course.
Cup and hat after June 1st.
Yep.
So Denver has a lot of talent on defense. You have Von Miller. You have Bradley Chubb. On the offensive side, they have a plethora of receivers. They could give up a Jerry Jeudy. What is that? Sutton is there too.
Cortland Sutton. Yeah, he's the number one receiver. I doubt they'll give him up though. But
then they have Fant at tight end.
Yeah.
So and then draft picks.
Yeah, they got a lot of pieces to play with. Sorry about that. But I mean, in my opinion, if Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver, to be honest, any team Aaron Rodgers go to, they're an instant threat, man. I mean, he's instant. Like, to me, he's second best quarterback in the league behind Mahomes. I know.
I agree.
Super Bowl and all of that, but Tom's not Aaron Rodgers, and all of that stuff.
And then the question mark with Watson.
I mean, I agree, but I mean, if Rodgers goes to Denver, I mean, I think Denver is an instant problem. Or if he goes to the Raiders, I mean, even with their defensive, I mean, they did draft some people.
We draft heavy defense.
If Deshaun didn't have all those problems, there's your trade. Deshaun for Eric.
Yeah, but
crazy.
As far as the draft, I mean, I just. Jay, what the hell were you guys doing? You just drafted Alex Leatherwood. I mean, he was projected to go in the fucking third round. I mean, that was just laughable. So I'm gonna give you a chance, man. I'm gonna need you to tell me what in the hell were they thinking?
The ESPN guys were laughing on set. You never see them laugh on set.
A Booker McFarlane, milk paper. It was a laughable shit, man. I just couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? So tell us, Jay. I'm like, what was your initial thought after taking him?
I cut it off.
You cut it off?
I cut it off. I listened to the explanation. Oh, he's this and that. I paid attention to a few things. Ooh, wow, that's nasty. Excuse that background. But no, I was absolutely pissed. Well, was I surprised? No, because the Raiders in the past 2 to 3 years have been reaching like crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy. It's no doubt in my mind that it will be a good pick, right? Mm-hmm. Well, not a good pick. I'm sorry, a good player. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be a great player, but there's a lot of tackles on the board for that. There was a lot of draft stuff too. Apparently, there was a trade with a certain team that they heard I guess they gave us a poor package to trade up, and they thought it was a tackle. And I guess in Gruden and Mayock head, they assumed that they wanted their tackle. No. Right. No, not at all. It was a second round, possibly third round guy. But this kind of shows how tackle was kind of deep this year. But when I initially thought of this, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? We are in for a ride. I'm going to be pissed all over again.
Now the safety they got in the second round is good.
Oh yeah, now see, we're gonna talk the rest of the draft. That was redemption.
Yeah,
that was redemption.
He was a steal because he was a first round safety, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to fall. I thought he was gonna fall towards the tail end of the draft, like in the first round. I'm like, dang, he's gonna be gone. But when he landed and they found a way to get him, trade up. Yeah,
and they can move Abram to strong safety.
Yep,
which is his position. He's not a free safety. So they'll move him up to strong safety. He can face the run, make tackles, be involved up front, and that plays to his strengths. So that was a great pick.
Yeah, and then if Abram always gets injured, we also got Carl Joseph for the backup too, just in case. We went really heavy in the draft for safeties because I know that Gus' defense is kind of weird how it runs, but I believe it runs with 3 safeties essentially. So yeah,
I think they cleaned up the
they got another safety from Missouri too.
Yeah. Yep, got a late cornerback too. Yeah, we cleaned up.
Yeah, you cleaned up after that first round pick. It was kind of funny. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
Kinda.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to help you out, bro.
Folks, y'all should see the Discord. Y'all should see the Discord. Y'all should see Raiders Twitter. It was terrible. It was so terrible.
But y'all cleaned it up in the second and rounds on. I mean, you guys had a solid draft. One of the big.
I like the Diablo from Virginia Tech.
Oh yeah, I like that too. He's gonna be a linebacker.
Yeah, he's undersized. They're gonna convert him, make him from safety to linebacker. He's got speed, and he hits.
Yep.
And so,
I like it.
What do you think about Kyle Pitts, man? He went to the Falcons, dude. That offense is a problem.
Yeah,
Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts.
Said it.
Oh my gosh,
Ron, we talked offline. And I know you was talking about drafting the quarterback from Ryan. I said, I told you Atlanta's going to start to one more swing for Ryan. Yeah. One more swing, and this was it. Kyle Pitts was it. Yeah.
I agree, man. I mean, like I said, that offense is now, I mean, you can't do nothing. They're unguardable. You can't double cover Julio. You can't double cover Ridley. I mean, Pitts is a matchup nightmare. Atlanta in that offense. I know what some Falcons fans, they were saying they really wish they could have traded back and got some defense. I mean, you got the best player in the draft, man. I mean,
and they got 2 solid offensive linemen later. They got the tackle.
They did.
The guard from Michigan.
Yeah,
who's really tough, and then they got a center out of Stanford who reminds his comp was Alex Mack, who just left Atlanta.
Yes. Started for years, and
that's all right.
So Atlanta had a solid draft.
Absolutely.
I mean, what do you guys? Hey, Z, I know you don't want to hear this. Cleveland is coming. Okay,
talk to them.
Cleveland. I never thought it was it. The Cleveland Browns are coming for the division. Okay. I mean,
now, as history shows, they have never won. So they have to show us first.
I hear you, bro. But I'm
never won.
When they took the corner, what did they take? They took the guy. What was it? Newsom? Did they take Newsom?
Or they took Newsom. Yep.
Greg Newsom.
Yep.
I mean, because the other dude, he has not really panned out. They took Greedy Williams. He's not. He's always injury prone. He's hurt. Yeah. He's not a great corner. He's a slot guy. He's not a second. He's not the second corner that they wanted him to be behind Denzel Ward.
Yep.
But if Greg Newsom can go out there and did a little bit of what he did in college. I know this is a different game. I mean, they're strapping stuff up. They took a linebacker as well.
For me, as a Steeler fan, I hope the schedule comes out where the Steelers see the Browns early, because they'll have 9 new starters on defense. So that's confusing.
The young
Let's
Bucks,
see them game 1, game 2. and Ben could just take over, go crazy because they'll be a different team at the end of the year than they will be the first 4 games. So the first quarter, my hope is to see the Steeler game early in the season. Let's go.
Shoot, y'all had a solid draft yourself. I mean, you had Najee Harris who fell to you. Best running back in the draft. I mean,
I loved it.
Yeah, he knows he was going crazy when he saw it. We all knew that.
I was sitting there nervous when the Dolphins were on the clock. I was like, oh no, here we go.
They had a free agent running back. They signed somebody, I think.
Yeah, but not a stud. I mean, I sat there and was like, oh my gosh, he was Tua's old roommate, and then how it was happening.
Tua needs a receiver,
All the teams were picking people who played with each other in college. It just seemed like every team was picking somebody who was a college teammate.
That was the trend.
That was the trend.
Yeah. But once we got past Miami, it was done. Yeah. And I watched they had the behind the scenes camera following Najee all the way to the draft, and so he was with Marshawn Lynch, who's his mentor, and then the corner from the Ravens. I forget. He used to play for Kansas City, but he's from Oakland too. So he was right there. Though I told you I'm gonna see you twice a year. I was like, wow.
You said we told you gonna see you twice a year.
And then in the middle of his press conference with the Pittsburgh media, the guy from the Ravens jumped in and was like, "Yep. Twice a year. I'm gonna see my nephew twice a year." I was like, "Oh,
that's crazy. That's all right."
But that was desperately needed. I mean, he reminds me of Le'Veon Bell, and so Steelers haven't been the same since Le'Veon.
He's a little faster though, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, but the key is just can catch the ball out of the backfield, bring some power, bring some speed, and then sets a tone. I mean, they need a tone setter.
They need a Pittsburgh running back, like a Jerome Bettis type, an old school between the tackles guy. Yeah. I mean, James Conner, he was too fucking slow, man. I would see this dude break open. If he was fast, he would go the distance and score, but he was just incredibly too slow, man. I mean, James Conner,
he was very shifty to me. I was watching.
He was slow, man. But like when he would get past that second or third, even when we would get to the safeties. You know, if you got a decent amount of speed on you, take it to the house. He would get walked by linebackers, defensive linemen, defensive ends, bro. I'm like, Jesus, bro. Like, somebody need to put you on a treadmill.
Put on the burners.
Yeah, put on the burners. Do something, man. But I think Pittsburgh, that's really going to help them, man. And then you did get some offensive line help to help you guys out, and you know, because that was one of the biggest things with Pittsburgh is because they couldn't block no fucking body. Yep. They could, and they wanted to run the ball to an extent, but they realized they could not block anybody. So I mean, they did, you know, get some offensive line help, and we'll see what Pittsburgh does. I mean, the Ravens, they had a solid draft. The Ravens always have a solid draft, man.
They do.
They just historically do the same thing year after year. Just tons of talent on the offense and defensive sides of the ball. It's just crazy what they do. I mean, they brought in Rashad Bateman, and then they brought in the guy. You know, one of my favorite players in the draft was Tylen Wallace out of Oklahoma State. I mean,
I saw that. I was wondering where he went, and I'm like, yo, where did he go? I looked, he was gone.
Yeah, I mean, nobody was really talking, you know, about Tylen Wallace, you know, throughout the course. I don't know. Yeah, he must have had to go to the bathroom or something.
He had some technical difficulties.
Yeah,
you know, that's all right.
Yeah, it's all good, man. He must have heard us talking about the Ravens, and he was like, "Man, I want to hear this shit."
Yeah, I can understand it. I can understand it. You know,
division opponent, man.
Right.
I mean, what do you think about Washington, Jay?
I think Washington had pretty much a solid draft.
There he is.
There you go. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Hey, I thought you quit us after we were talking about the Ravens draft.
I know. We were hurt.
We'll get off the Ravens now. ZG.
I have nothing to say about them.
I have nothing to say about that.
Look, you sure? They got Big Al. Good riddance. I can't wait till we see them.
Oh wow. I mean, yeah. I mean,
He'll have a fun time trying to block TJ Watt.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Fresh off a new contract too, right? I mean,
well, no, it's not signed. It's negotiating, so we're almost So they're talking record deal coming. The owner said that's the plan to get it done, so they're working through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're gonna bring him back. I mean, he's a great player. I mean, he did not win Defensive Player of the Year. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody say. You know what I mean? Aaron Donald.
Straight robbery.
Oh yeah,
we still gonna have that conversation on these one of these upcoming shows. Yup.
Jordan.
But before you hopped on, we were talking about Washington. Go ahead, Jay.
I think Washington had like a solid draft. Davis from Kentucky. I think that was a good pick. I think Washington really needed a linebacker.
Yeah, he's a great pick. He'll make an impact
immediately. So I think that was a good pick. I also like Samuel, the second round pick, the Texas offensive tackle.
Yeah,
I think he's pretty solid too. I don't think he was. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was a deep tackle draft, right? And with Trent being gone, you got Morgan Moses and stuff like that. Like this, I don't think you can really have too many tackles. And I also like this pick in general. So that was good. The cornerback, Benjamin, really don't know too much about him, but I don't really think a need for corner was really needed after what Washington did, especially for starting corner. But that's different. Brown from North Carolina, I actually like that pick. You can never have too many wide receivers, in my opinion. 4.4 speed, 6'1". So he's a pretty decent size.
Decent size for a receiver, yeah.
Yeah. I think the fourth round they got a tight end, Bates. I think tight end probably should have went earlier, in my opinion, for Washington. Now, can't ask me who was on the board at that time, but I think they could have got a better tight end. I think that's a little bit more need than everything else. And then I think in the fifth round, I guess the only thing is significant that they drafted was a safety, which you cannot have too many safeties in my opinion.
So the late round defensive end, they got Shaka Tony from Penn State.
He wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah.
The crazy thing is,
I don't know why.
When you watch the tape, he made all the plays, but Osei, who was drafted by the Ravens, went crazy in the combine, so he became a first round pick.
Yeah, athletic freak.
Yeah, but the guy who was the player
was him.
I mean, yeah. So
he just didn't have the flashing standout combine numbers that you would like to see.
Yeah,
but he's a baller, man. He's a baller.
Jason Owe on the other side was just. I mean, think about him and Parsons together.
That's all right.
It is. I mean, the Jets to me had a nice draft, man. I know they're the Jets, but I mean, Zach Wilson. I think, to be honest, I'm one of them guys. I think Zach Wilson's going to be the best QB in the draft. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I think he's going to be the best QB. And then you couple that and you went out and got who was it? Elijah Tucker. The tackle from
Vera Tucker.
They got an offensive line.
That was
they
nice
needed
stat.
that. Yeah, with the other first round pick. I mean,
they got Elijah Moore, the receiver from.
That's what I'm.
Ole Miss.
Yes. See, the Jets. Now that's New York Jets football, man. I think the Jets are gonna be back, man. I mean, I think they're gonna be in the mix of things, man. I'm sorry. In that division, I mean, I think the Bills are the best team, but I think they can put something together down there in New York, man. I mean, Zach Wilson and, like you said, the tackle Elijah Tucker, and then you got a guy you really weren't supposed to get in Elijah Moore on day 2 of the draft. I mean, and then you couple that with in the offseason they got, was it Corey Davis? I mean, the guy Mims is not really he's solid. We need to see more of him. He was a little banged up. I mean, we'll see how his sophomore season pans out. The Jets, I mean, get them some O-line help and give them a running game. I mean, the Jets, I think they can do some damage. That's just my opinion on it,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, what do you guys think about Cincinnati?
Cincinnati. They're so conservative. They never trade back.
That's why I said, they just do, kind of just, I don't know. I mean, they did get a receiver. They got Jamar Chase to help out, the guy Burrow. give them some threat on the outside with AJ Green going and things like that.
Got a tackle from Clemson in the second round, which is desperately needed because
desperately needed.
Joe Burrow coming off injury,
right?
But they never excite me. I mean, Cleveland had some splash. I would think.
Now, Cleveland had a great draft, man. I mean, for where they're picked at, they had an amazing draft, man.
They did.
If some of these guys can hit the fact that they got Greg Newsome, and now you got Denzel Ward on one side, and then I'm guessing Newsome. To me, Newsome is going to be their second corner once he comes in and goes to the offseason. I think the guy Greedy Williams is trash. I mean,
hey, that's LSU. I would say this.
I don't give a fuck about LSU.
The disrespect,
Florida State, man. Hey, they might be trash right now, but hey, Florida State, we coming back, baby.
It's crazy. I think Kansas City had a good draft. When you take
Kansas City, they have a good draft.
Yeah, you take into account they got Orlando Brown, was basically their first round pick.
Yeah,
so
they got Bolton, it's the linebacker from Missouri. Who's
they
really,
needed
really
him.
Good.
They did. So
they got the center Cree Humphrey from.
They did get him, man. That's untalked about.
Really strong.
Yeah.
They got the defensive end from Florida State, Josh Kendo, and his story. He was an unbelievable player, and I think it was the Georgia Tech game, which was one of the worst cut blocks I've ever seen, that blew out his knee. And
it was like that,
and ended his season. And it was like one guy took him low, the other guy took him high, and they blew out his knee completely.
Damn.
Yeah.
And they couldn't stop him. He had like 20 tackles that game. It was going
That's
crazy.
the only way. That's the only way you can stop him.
And so there was talk that he would completely slide, but typical Andy Reid, let's take a flyer. and and so that is good. And then they did the same thing on offense. Trey Smith, who was the offensive lineman from Tennessee, who was a first round talent, but got hurt during the season. And they got him, I think, in the 6th round. And so he's another guy, 6'5", 350.
Sheesh.
And they have been, they can't use offensive line as an excuse anymore. They have given Patrick Mahomes, they got 2 draft picks or offensive linemen. The first round pick was a trade for the guard or for the tackle, Orlando Brown. They get the doctor who took the year off, who's coming back.
He said the doctor.
The Canadian. He went back home to help with COVID, and after winning the Super Bowl, he's back now. And so they signed Joe Thuney from the Patriots to be their center. They got Kyle Long, who was retired.
Kyle Long retired and came back.
Came back to play guard. I mean, they are too deep across the offensive line now. So
I mean, you saw what happened to him in the Super Bowl. They were like, that's not happening again. Not to our quarterback.
Yeah.
You can't do that. I mean, because can you imagine if Pat Mahomes, if they tried that same offensive line out there? I mean, the formula's out there now. Gets to Patrick Mahomes.
They cut the 2 guys who got hurt, both got cut because they're not going to be 100% back until probably August, September.
Right.
So imagine if they bring them back when they get healthy in September.
Yeah. That's all right. But you protect Mahomes. You protect Mahomes. It's
if you protect Mahomes, I mean, it's a nightmare for you. I mean, you can't do nothing. You know what I mean? Jay, you seen it firsthand. I mean, he's in your division, man, and you guys had no pass rush. You know what I mean? But the thing is, but like you said, you guys are one of the only teams that I can't
you know it was coming.
Guys. Yeah,
it was coming.
Derek Carr had one of his Derek Carr days, man. Sometimes he goes out there and he looks like Patrick Mahomes, and then he looks like interception throwing Brett Favre out there. Some days, But
so he need a home. Patrick Mahomes, then he go to needing a home because I'm telling you. I love Derek Carr. I mean, well, okay. So you have pretty much stamped the Browns. Z, who would you say? No, I'm sorry. You stamped the Jets having a really good draft. I'm not mistaken. And Z, what would you say? Sound like you were. I can't.
So, I mean, I love the Steelers draft personally, but
I mean, outside of your like the best draft, draft.
I like Miami, and I like
Miami. Damn.
You gotta give me one. I love
Kansas City too.
You love Kansas City one?
So if I'm adding Orlando Brown as part of this draft class, since they traded the first round, I'll take Kansas City.
Okay.
Because he was traded for a draft pick. So
first round pick.
I don't know. That's kind of like an off-season thing, right? Like that's kind of now you're adding agents, so that's why I don't know if I want to count it just yet. I mean, if that makes sense.
Well, they traded their first round pick for him, so he was technically their first round pick.
Oh no, we didn't technically. No. I see what you're trying to do there. See what you're trying to do there. So without Orlando being traded, I know without Orlando being traded.
I mean, I like what San Diego. I mean, not San Diego. The Chargers, LA.
Chargers the sleeper. Chargers the sleeper draft. I think that they wanted like top 3, but
they're another team that went offensive line,
and I'm not mad at them. They needed them.
Protect the kid. Herbert, man. Yeah. Gotta protect him.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? These young quarterbacks, you gotta protect these guys. You know,
Patriots did what they do. They love their big school people.
Yep.
What is it? Well, Oklahoma and Alabama. First 2 picks from Alabama, next 2 picks from Oklahoma.
Right.
I mean, big school guys, yeah.
I mean, and I'm glad. So that was definitely a tactic to pull Z away from the Dolphins because that was my pick. That was definitely my pick.
They did have a nice draft. Yeah.
I think Dolphins found like 3 to 4 starters. Yeah. Jalen Waddle. Who else we got? Phillips, DN. Could be a starter. Yeah, then you have Holland from Oregon. Fits perfectly in that scheme. Starter. Then you got Liam from Notre Dame, offensive tackle. Also another starter. Like this is
they
went off. Now if you ask me,
and they got all those first round picks for trading with San Francisco.
I was about to say,
they had to put them to work. I mean, they had hella draft picks, man.
Yeah, and they're up.
I mean, in that division, I mean, if these guys could actually ball and give them some production, because I mean, the Dolphins' defense, they're they're top 5 defense in the league. They're smothering. They'll get after, and now they're gonna get after you with the guy with the Phillips.
Yeah, and then you got Holland. And you got Holland and safety. Yeah, no, that's like a glove, man. I mean, I will say this though, Rome. I will agree with you with the overall thing. If we're gonna say who had the best offseason, I'm going Browns.
Cleveland.
I'm going Cleveland hands down. Yeah. Offseason in general, Cleveland hands down.
Yeah, they are known for the off-season champs every year. So we'll
look at this guy. Look at this guy.
I cannot wait to those games between you guys in Baltimore, Cleveland, Baltimore, you guys in Cleveland. I mean, that division it rivals. I mean, it's one of the hottest. To me, it's second behind the NFC West with the Cardinals and the Rams and 49ers.
Oh yeah, that's probably the best.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. The 49ers might mess around and win the fucking division. I'm sorry, man. I mean, the Rams,
it depends.
They might mess around. All these guys were hurt last year, man.
Jimmy G kills them every year.
I know.
G gets hurt.
Yeah. Don't sleep on the 49ers, man. I'm telling you.
If Lance is ready.
No one worry about that.
Because if Jimmy G gets hurt.
Yeah, Jimmy G is bound to get hurt. I agree. Jimmy G is not bound to get hurt. But, they got Aaron Donald, Rams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just playing around with you. I mean,
Jordan,
Jordan in the NFL.
Yeah, the defensive lines though in the West. I mean, think about Cardinals adding J.J. Watt. Seattle having Dunlap.
Seattle just does what they all. I don't see. Seattle don't fear me, man. I was talking to one of my friends last year because he was like, "Man, what you guys gonna do?" He was talking with the Bucks. What are you gonna do if you play Seattle? I'm like, I'm not scared of Seattle, man. Or we just gonna play them, we're gonna beat them, and they're gonna go home. I mean, it's just end of story. We're the Bucks. But anyway, I just think with the Cardinals, I just really think Kyler Murray, he's gonna wear it down, man. I saw it last year. He was trying to run around and do all that stuff, and he found out the hard way. He didn't even finish the season. You know what I mean? All that running around and getting smacked up like that. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen again. He's too small to be running around like that, man.
He do look like a child.
I mean,
they do. He look like my son out there.
Getting around.
Look at my son out
there. They did add James Carter to be available for 8 games
Oh
yeah,
God, the slow guy. Oh my God.
So I mean, yeah, he'll play about 8 games for them. So that'll help him out. He's always good for about 8, and then they could go from there.
Yeah. So I mean, let's move on. I mean, great draft talk, guys. I mean, let's talk a little bit about this fight, man. So I was hearing some.
Oh yeah, big fight.
Yeah, I mean, tell me what's going
Jerry
on.
World,
man.
Dallas, Texas. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were telling me something about. I mean, dudes talking about possibly canceling the fucking fight because of the ring size or some shit.
Yep, 24 inches is what he wants.
Who? Saunders?
Yes.
Man, bro, you should be happy even getting this fight.
24 is what he originally asked for. Now he's trying to get 22. Average ring size for boxing is 16 to 20.
This guy.
So
he should be happy he's even getting the chance to step in the ring with the great Canelo Alvarez, man.
His ass wants to run for 12 rounds.
That's what he wants to do, yeah.
Make it the most boring fight ever.
You're not going to run from Canelo, dog.
Yeah,
Canelo stalks you.
He wants to, but yeah,
I know he's not. He's not. Canelo stalks you.
I mean, it's going to be what? They're expecting 70,000
in that stadium during COVID times. Yeah,
I thought about getting it.
We talking bad. We was talking about going to that fight. Yeah, it just happened to fall on Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, bro. We in Texas, baby. I was ready to be.
I would have been in there.
Go.
Yeah, I would have been. We would have been. Well, I know for a fact I would have been in there. I don't know about you, but if it wasn't on Mother's Day weekend, boy,
can you imagine if they canceled all those people who have like travel plans or coming from out of town? I mean, come on. There's no way they can cancel. Everybody will be messed up.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I guess agree. What do you guys think? So tell me the breakdown of this. Like, how do you think this fight's gonna go? So for me, I'll start it off. So if they're gonna fight. I mean, he's talking about he's gonna fight.
Yeah, he came across seas. Like,
yeah, he's gonna fight. But for me, I think what's gonna happen. They're saying that this guy can give Canelo some go. I don't see it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Billy Joe can fight. I mean, he
can fight. Yeah, he can fight. No, I'm not saying that. Like, he can fight, but I mean, this is Canelo, man. He's just too powerful, man. He's just too powerful. The fact that he beat my guy, Cullum Smith, and Jay, I'll put this on record because I even told you, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Cullum Smith beat him.
And I was like, no, sir.
You did, you know what I mean? Because I watch. I'm a avid boxing fan. I watch Cullum Smith. Actually, Jay, when we went to New York, when he fought on the Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz undercard, when Andy Ruiz fought in New York and knocked Anthony Joshua out. I mean, I just thought he was just too big. I mean, Cullum Smith is a huge guy.
He's huge.
6'3", 180 pounds. And Canelo's 5'9". It's just amazing. He broke the dude down.
That's generous.
It's just the precision of his punches. I mean, Canelo when he measures his shots,
it's everything, man. It's his precision. It's his power. The dude is 180, but he hits like a super heavyweight, not a heavyweight, super heavyweight.
That's why Billy Joe want that big rig. He gonna get his Billy skates on. Jab and run.
Right, he better do something. You know, I mean, I just think Canelo's just too technically skilled. You know what I mean? He just his punching power, the way he moves around, his angles, the way he cuts off the ring, dodges. He don't even need to dodge in and out of punishment for this guy. I mean,
he doesn't.
You know what I mean? Because he doesn't hit hard. I mean, like I said, I understand Billy Joel is a nice fighter. But I just don't think he can realistically pose a threat to Canelo.
Yeah, not at all. I don't think so either. I'll reserve my 2 names that I have for another day as far as people that may be a threat for Canelo, in my opinion. But yeah, Joe had that. I got a few. No, not Billy Sanders. Not Billy Saunders. No. I have 2 other people in mind that I may.
It better not be Charlo. Okay.
No. But Canelo, you need to whoop Charlo. All right. Mm-hmm. You need to whoop that. You need to beat him. All right. Beat the brakes off him. That's what I need to see, so we can just calm that down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He do be talking big trash though.
Yeah.
Now from a betting angle, the money is moving heavy to Billy Joe, but that's just people wanting that plus money, probably.
Yeah, that's probably why.
The big money is on Canelo.
The
pros versus Joe. So the pros are on Canelo. the average Joe with his $50 bet is on Billy Joe.
Yeah, they want that plus money. That's all that is.
I ain't mad at him. Yeah. But y'all gonna lose it.
Yeah, you definitely gonna lose it. You
won't lose it.
Canelo's not losing. He's the face of boxing. He's Mr. Everything. Hopefully he gets in. Hopefully boxing starts putting together some good fights, man. I wanted to chat with you guys about this really quick. How are you guys feeling about this whole celebrity boxing thing with Jake Paul and all? Now they're putting together a card from what I understand. Chad Johnson's fighting on the Floyd Mayweather card. They're talking about what's the other dude? The guy with wide neck, motherfucking wide neck's fighting now. You know what I
mean? Wide neck. I gotta look at that one.
No, he's fighting, bro. He's fighting. Did you know that Lamar Odom is fighting Aaron Carter?
I did know that. I did know that.
Wide neck's fighting on that card, bro.
Who is wide neck?
You don't know who wide neck is?
I need to see.
Google him, bro. He's a little dude with a wide ass neck. No, I'm like literally, bro. I'm telling you, once you get off the call, you gotta start laughing because his neck, like, I'm a big dude. Looks, his neck is just, I don't know. He got some type of deformity or so whatever. But yeah, man. I mean, how do you guys feel about? Because these guys are getting paid more than some of these actual. They're getting paid.
Yeah, no, they're getting.
You know
paid.
what I mean?
I mean, it's a scam. I mean, it's
but hey, can you knock these guys though? I mean, boxing's not giving me what I want, man. I mean, UFC, I can't get into UFC. I like it.
I'm gonna still convert you, bro. I'm gonna still feed you more fights.
You're gonna have to work on it a little bit more.
Yeah. I got you.
I can't. But the Usman fight, that was nice.
Knocked the spray can out of him. He made a galaxy out hard he
hit.
So
and then the way he knocked his arm down to set up the hook to knock him out, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't believe though. Jared Hurd, the DC's own, is a
shout out to Jared
on the undercard of Logan Paul. I mean, I saw
that's crazy. That is crazy. Shout out to Jared. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Shout out to Jared. I've known him for a little while now. There's a lot of people closer to him than me. I've been seeing him in passing, but he's always been cool. He's always been great.
Yeah.
I'm looking for to come back. Sorry for his loss, of course. It's the first time I'm able to see. He says about his father. I hope he bounced back strong. I know he'll bounce back strong. I'm a supporter, man.
So he
from
fights
PG.
Luis Arias on the undercard of Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul.
Yeah. He fighting a tomato can to get his work back in. I mean, hopefully you get the corner together, man. Because that fight when he fought, was it Julian Williams or whatever?
Yeah, that was a little bit much, bro. It was a little bit much. It's hard to fight when you at home. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got to stop fighting at home. But the thing is, man, I just don't know what the hell was going on. He looked like the lights was too bright. Because I rock with J Rock. I like J Rock, but I was like, Jared Hurd is he's supposed because the way that was hyping him up, he was supposed to punish dude. Because he was on that trajectory where he was supposed to be with Charlo.
That was going to happen.
That's where he's supposed to be, but that kind of knocked him down a few. Now I'm rooting for him, but you just got to come back strong, man. Like you said, maybe might not need to fight at home.
That was at MGM,
I mean, look, man. I mean, it's no excuses. You know what I'm saying? It happens. We all know certain things happen. We know there's certain kind of stuff happen.
That's his only loss, though. I mean,
I'm about to say. I mean, he came back to fight after that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He looked a lot cleaner. He looked a lot more crisp. He looked like he was getting back to being like Swift. So let's just hope he stay on. Let's hope he stay on course.
Yeah, you know I hope so, man. I want to see him in the ring and do well. But yeah, man, like these guys. I mean, these other guys. I mean, they're getting paid. I mean. But the boxing better start putting some good cards together, man. Because I'm sick of watching. Even if you guys notice, we didn't even talk about the Canelo versus Saunders card because there's nobody on there.
No, it's not.
You got to put together a good fight card. I'm sick of these. You pay all this money for the fight. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not paying for it. I'm not going to tell you.
For it either.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not disclosing all that.
I'll watch it, but I mean, I'm not paying for it.
Exactly.
But I mean, there's nothing to watch. Can you imagine paying $80 to watch a bunch of bums and then you watch Canelo knock the guy out in 2 rounds? You know what I mean? I'd rather watch Wide Neck. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm gonna have to search up his name, man. I'm gonna have to search up his name.
That's his name, bro. I'm telling you, Google. Like that's just
I'm not
entertaining
Googling Wide
to me.
Neck, bro.
You know what I mean?
Wide Neck. That's OC. I don't know. It may pop up in that Google search. It's some wild things out here. All right. So, nah.
I'm not even gonna go there with you.
Yeah, no. It should be interesting. I agree with you, though. I definitely agree with you. It's I think it puts boxing in a bad place.
Yeah,
honestly, in my opinion, because one, there's always been like a stigma, like, you know, everybody can't box. It's not everything people can do. And granted, these guys can't. It don't look like they really can box.
Are you kidding me? He is a real fighter. Wide neck.
I told you. You Googled him. You see how wide his neck is?
All right, boy.
His neck is about wide as my fucking laptop screen.
Oh, sheesh. Right. But now that Z Googled it, I know it's safe. You know what I'm saying? So
no, it's a real dude, bro. He got a wide ass neck. It's just like it's just entertaining to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to see guys that can actually fight, but it's like I already know who's gonna win, man. Like I want to see I want to see Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Make the fight happen, man. Like I don't want to hear all this shit about money, man.
It's promotion. Man. Yeah, promotion is. Remember the old days? If Oscar and Floyd Mayweather, that's what I'm saying. Make a fight. I mean,
these guys wanted to fight.
Pacquiao and Mayweather can make a fight, and then they showed it. Remember, they showed it on Showtime and on HBO.
Yeah,
and double the money for everybody.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They did the same with McGregor with the McGregor fight.
Yeah,
they just doubled the money for everybody.
These guys are scared of L's, man. That's the one thing I don't like. It. Like, these guys just scared of L's. I mean. Fight comp, man. I mean, one thing about, like I said, I'm working.
Could you imagine Logan Paul is Floyd's first loss?
Hey, but I'm not saying
break the internet. Yeah, that would break the internet.
It gotta be. The thing is, Logan Paul's isn't he huge? Isn't he like 6'3"?
Yeah,
like 6'3", 240?
Yeah.
They had
that's a big dude, man.
They had the face to face, and Floyd's face was at his chest. I'm like, how is he fighting this dude?
I mean, they told him, hey, look, you cannot make Floyd look better because he's, look bad because he's the best boxer.
He's not really a fighter. He's 0-1. That's his record, 0-1.
Yeah. But he's my biggest thing. Who did he fight? Was it a big dude though? Like
no,
size does matter to an extent.
The guy from England, another social media guy. That's what started all this stuff. They were talking junk to each other, talking
about Jake Paul fight or
no, the other brother, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul
fought. What was the guy's name from England? Another YouTube guy.
I forgot his name. Started with a K. Yeah, that's where it all started. That's where it all started.
He came and knocked him out. So they were talking junk on the internet, and then he was like, "Okay, then let's do it in a ring." And then ended up getting I think it was Mike Tyson and somebody else involved to trade him. And it was on. I think it was Roy Jones and Mike Tyson were the two guys. And then that's what set up the fight between Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. They were each training the other guy.
Yeah. Mister, y'all must have forgot.
Yeah.
I broke my right, so I beat him with the left. Man.
Oh, shit. Man.
Yeah, Roy Jones was definitely on his bike by then. But yeah, man. I think it's bad for boxing. Like you said, I need to see more fights set up. I mean, it's enjoyable to watch to a certain extent. Not going to lie, but this, it's embarrassment. It really is.
These guys need to get in the ring though. That's just my biggest thing, man. Nobody wants to see Keith Thurman versus some bum or Spence versus some tomato can. Like nobody wants to see that, man. Like these guys need to fight each other. You know what I mean?
But it's promotions like that too, trying to protect their fighters. You know that for a fact. And that's always been boxing thing. That's why I like the UFC.
See that now that's how UFC to me can catch boxing. I just don't think UFC has caught boxing yet.
No.
But I mean that's how they can, because if they keep putting together cards like from what I see, these crazy cards. When I see fucking Usman and these dudes talking crazy, I mean.
Yeah, did you see the fight before that with the women?
I mean, I saw that. I lost money on it. God
yeah,
damn it.
Rose. Yeah, Rose. Brought that kicker back.
Yeah.
Man, I told you. I like Wayne, but if I'm putting my money, I told you Rose. And Rose put her out.
And she trains.
See, I only bet on the girl for the
camp.
Canelo, from the Costello commercials. That's my girl, boy. My money's safe for her.
Hey, look, I'm telling y'all right now, Amanda Nunes is the baddest woman on this earth when it comes to fighting. Clarissa Shields, I know you're a PF trying to train and get ready for that.
You trying to fight her?
Yeah. In the UFC.
Hold up, what? She's trying to fight her in UFC?
Yeah, she want to fight her. Yeah, UFC.
You're lying.
God bless her soul.
You're lying.
God bless her soul. It's no lies here.
Why?
PF, yeah, she wants to be the most dominant woman fighter.
Bro, she cannot beat that girl.
So,
she cannot beat that girl
again. I guess that's the only fight.
Shevchenko was the only one that gave her a go, right? So that's the only person that gave her a go. But no, Clarissa Shields said that she's not going to jump straight into it to fight Nunes. She's going to train like 2 or 3 years fighting a lower promotion, and then she's going to move to fight her. And I'm like, I don't care how long you wait. Nunes is going to whoop you.
No, man, that's a different. In the ring, you might have her.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, this is a different game because you can actually grapple people. And you can't just pick up those movements, man. Just like the same thing with boxing. Like the dude, what's the dude, the heavyweight, the big black dude?
Francis Ngannou?
Yeah, like they were talking about him and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury would punish him in boxing, and vice versa. If Tyson Fury fought in the UFC, he would punish Tyson Fury.
Yeah, you can't. No boxer wants to be in the UFC because that's So Logan Paul was trying to talk to Usman, or he had mentioned his family trying to call him out, and Usman said, "You can come in the octagon anytime you want. I'm waiting for you." He said, "I fight in the octagon."
That's a different beast. It's a different beast.
Yeah, he literally said, "I'm a killer. I fight in the octagon. If you want to fight me, come in the octagon."
Wow.
And I'll end you. Basically,
he will.
He said, "I will end you."
Right. Not I'll break you like the Rocky movie. He said, "I'll end you."
He said, "End you."
So he may fight Covington again.
Yeah.
Not Usman.
Who's that, Usman?
Yeah, Usman. Yeah.
Who's Covington? Is that the guy that would be calling out LeBron to be talking all types of Trump crazy shit?
Yeah,
Kobe Covington is the one that called out LeBron. I mean, in all fairness, he was not wrong.
Usman
Kobe Covington was not wrong.
Broke his jaw in half.
What?
I mean, he literally cracked his jaw.
He did.
Boom, right in the middle.
Well, I'm happy he did that because you were talking big trash. But tell me, who wasn't wrong? Jay?
Kobe Covington wasn't wrong what he said. He basically went along the lines of saying that it's easy to play in a basketball stadium full of all these people versus going to fight in that cage. And I agree with him. I don't like Kobe Covington, but like that's kind of generic. That's kind of it's kind of one of them things what it is. So it wasn't like he said that. When LeBron responded back saying like if you do what I do and you'll see the pressure, and I was like, come on, LeBron, you shouldn't have said nothing, man. That's something along those lines. Don't quote me.
Yeah, it's two different things. Yeah. I mean, everybody knows like nobody wants to get their face.
Yeah, combat fighting in general, sports.
But if you honestly, LeBron could just say, "I'm damn near a billionaire."
That's all he did. Have to flex. That's what I was waiting for. Flex on him, bro. You got it, baby.
I mean, literally. But I mean, on the other side, Kobe Covington had to get his name out there. Otherwise, he'd just be another fighter.
Because that's how you make your money. I mean, was it a pay-per-view fight when he was talking? So
before that was the stuff when he went to Brazil and was talking all that crap about
he called in Brazil. Yeah, he called Brazil. He said they're all filthy animals.
See, it's all because of money. Because he's
trying to they got pictures of them dealing with a Brazilian girl.
Yeah,
they're just trying to. It's all because of money. These guys don't make much, man. I mean, we probably make more money than these guys. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. Like these guys make no money, bro. Like you gotta do something to get these pay-per-view buys up.
His Trump angle worked for him because he got him out front, but Usman shut him up quick.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, Usman is better now than he was then. So I don't see how Covington can fight him now. He's a much better fighter than he was.
I will say this: the only way that Usman and Kobe Covington have a chance is if they wrestle. Now, Kobe Covington is not a bad fighter.
Usman's a wrestler, though, too.
Yeah, no, but no, and I'm saying that, but I'm telling you right now, he working with Whitman. is a striking coach, a legendary striking coach, and that's why Usman game is stepped up with striking because Usman wasn't always a striker.
No, yeah.
Colby Covington does not want that smoke now. You better wrestle him. Y'all both wrestle. I think Usman is a better wrestler, but that's his only bet because Colby Covington is no slouch on wrestling.
He has the X-ray of his jaw completely broken half. I mean, that is the craziest X-ray scene ever. Right in the middle, his jaw completely broken half. But one punch, bam.
Yeah. And they were fighting too. I'll give him respect. He stood in there. You know, he stood through the pocket with a broken jaw. That's not easy. But
so tell me, like, I don't really watch a lot of UFC. So where does Colby Covington rank in the UFC? Is he like an A-level fighter?
In that division, he's a top. I would say he's a top 5 at least.
Oh yeah,
yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, but he's getting pushed up. From my perspective, he's getting.
You don't think he's that good?
No, he's good,
all right.
They're pushing him to the top because of he only fought. Who did he fight? Woodley after Usman, and then he gets another shot.
Well, Usman? No. Colby Covington has beat almost everybody outside of Usman.
I know, but after the Usman fight, he fought one fight. Usman has fought what, 3?
Yeah, I mean, but that's like champion. That's like champion standards, right? Like, that's what it is.
I mean, he's just been sitting there waiting for a chance, and he gets another chance.
And he's mad too because I don't know if you know Mike Chelsea.
Yeah,
I forgot to say his name. Yeah, he said that he's not like Usman said he's not fighting Kobe next. He's fighting Chelsea. Yeah. He said he may fight him later, but he don't deserve that fight. And I'm like, wow, way to do that. Make him wait.
See, but Dana's trying to push it. Dana said Colby's the next fight.
Man, we gonna see.
Money talks. He gonna write a big check.
Money does talk.
Nigeria nightmare, man.
Yeah, let's close out, fellas. Let's give them a few bets, man. People been asking me what bets, where the bets at, man. So we're gonna give you a few bets today. We're gonna give you a chance to win some money. Make sure you guys listen, man. Listen to these bets. We're gonna give them to you. You gotta play them. You gotta pay attention. So, so for me, I'm looking at a bet here on Friday. Looks like it May 7th. I'm looking at Philly at home. Everybody's playing now. You keep your eyes on it. Most everybody's playing now. It's getting close to the playoffs. All these teams are fighting for playoff position. So I like Philly.
About 6-7 games left for everybody.
So yeah, I mean everybody's jockeying for playoff position. So I like Philly at home here on Friday night when they play the Pelicans. The spread looks like it's right now is 8.5. Like I said, I'm a money line guy. I love it. On that same night, Friday the 7th, I love Boston on the road in Chicago. I think Boston's, jockeying for playoff position. It's a must-win game for Boston, so they can keep pace and stay ahead of the game. What else am I looking at? Oh, I'm loving this game, but I only love it as a teaser. Same night, Friday, May 7th, the New York Knicks on the road in Phoenix. West Coast game. I love it as a teaser. So the teaser should probably bring it up to, what was the spread? Plus, it will be +6 right now. With the teaser will probably be maybe +10, +11. So I will probably parlay that as a teaser with the Philly game to knock the Philly game with the spread being maybe like -4, -5. So I love that as a teaser. Let me see. It was another game I was looking at too. Let me scroll down. Oh, I love this bet. I love the Brooklyn Nets on Saturday, May 8th on the road playing Denver. I think the Brooklyn Nets, like they're trying to lock up that 2 spot. I know Denver's very talented, but with KD and Kyrie, I think they just got enough firepower to, I think there's too much for Denver. What are you guys looking at?
Okay. You want to go ahead, Z?
So my first thing is going to be Saturday, May 8th. I like the Jazz over Houston.
Nice one.
And then if we are going to push it to, let's say,
Philly and Detroit don't look bad either.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I mean, for me, I look to fade Oklahoma City still.
Mm-hmm. Bad team. Yeah.
They play the Kings but Kings just had some injuries, so I can't take that. So right now, Wizards over Pacers. There's turmoil with the Pacers. They play on Saturday. I'll definitely take the Wizards because Pacers just had that situation where the coach and the player were fighting.
Hold up, who?
Yeah,
the Pacers?
Pacers assistant coach almost got their fist fight on the sideline with one of their players.
Well, where do I be at?
Yeah, so that was last night during the game in the fourth quarter. So they were getting bombed. Wow. They were losing by 20, and all of a sudden the coach jumps off the bench. They had to be separated by half the team, and the assistant coach was suspended by the Pacers.
Wow!
And boy, do they wish they still had Nate McMillan because the Hawks are rocking and rolling.
Yeah, the Hawks, they're doing work, man. I mean, they're offensive firepower.
Pacers may fire their coach after one season.
They're gonna have to, man. They're gonna have to.
And Nate McMillan will be in the playoffs.
Yeah, the coach that they let go, they fired him, right?
Fired him at the end of last year, and then he took an assistant coach job with the Hawks. They fired their coach, and he took over and became the head coach. And he took them from when he took over the team, they were in 11th place.
Yeah, they were mediocre. Yeah.
Now they're sitting in 5th.
Wow, that's coaching, man. I'm happy for him, man, because he's been
especially at home
for a while. Yeah,
that's the other thing. If you're looking at bets, Hawks at home,
they put up points, and Hawks over because the Hawks put up points.
Hawks at home is a good bet. I mean, I was on them last night at home, and they won by 30. I mean, it was legitimately crazy how easy they make it seem. They're a totally different team. When they were home, they were playing the Suns. They beat the Suns 135-103.
This goes to show you, man.
I usually love the Suns, but it was the last game of an East Coast road trip. That's an angle I like to play when teams want to go back home. They mail it in the last game of the road trip, where they think about their wife and kids. I'm about to go home, about to see everybody.
Yeah,
and they are in Atlanta with Trae Young. Wait. And they beat them 135-103.
Man, what you looking at, Jay?
All right, so I don't think I'm gonna deviate with you guys. Deviate. I think that I'm taking all easy bets with this one. Washington, of course, over Indiana. I am taking. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm taking Detroit. I'm not taking Detroit. I'm taking Philly over Detroit. I'm taking Washington Wizards over Indiana. Straight bets. Now, let me pick a closer one. I don't really see spreads now, but Memphis is pretty tired. They played a few games in a row. It may be best to play that spread, but Memphis just lost to Detroit back-to-back, and they had both rough games. Man, I'm really looking at that one hard, yo. And if you don't know some of my last bets are pretty risky because, the closer they are, the higher your reward may be. So I would probably bet. Oh, and I'm sorry, that was Saturday. Friday, I would take. Wow, these are a lot of good games. I really got to look at this.
Yeah, it's a few games, man.
I would definitely take. Let's see. Look at some spreads. Charlotte is at 9 over Magic. I think Magic makes that closer, depending on who's there. So I would take Magic over the spread. That's kind of like my dicey pick.
Okay.
Minnesota over Miami. I don't think they're gonna really lose twice. That's a crazy one. I know a lot of people are not gonna like that, but I'll take Minnesota over Miami straight bet.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. So just to review, I would say, like I said, Orlando keeping it close between the spread is 9. Watch it. If the spread jumps up a little bit more towards 10 later on that day, Magic to me is a good run. If not, and stay at 9, that's not a bad play either. I don't want no guarantees, but I think Magic keeps that close. Like I said, Minnesota over Miami Heat. That's pretty much my risky one. Detroit taking the L to Philly, straight bet Philly, and Washington Wizards straight bet Pacers Saturday.
Nice, man. Yeah. All right, guys. I mean, we gave them to you guys. So, like I said, hope you guys play them. Like I said, look at the starting lines, look at the injury report, see who's playing, who's not, and go with your gut. At the end of the day, it's your money. You make the call. So, that concludes our show. As always, continue to support the show on YouTube. Now we've got the YouTube aspect, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Got Mother's Day coming up. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day to my mom and my lady. And any shout outs you guys want to say?
Just appreciate everybody for the likes, the shares, the comments. We do really appreciate the support from everybody out there. We're trying to do the best we can to give you some good content. And
yes,
any suggestions, just send us a note. Anything you may know, reach out to us, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere you can, and listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts, and you can find us.
Yes, sir.
Z probably said everything, so I second that. Also second Rome said Happy Mother's Day. I don't think I had too much to say after that, so
yeah,
it's been said. Yeah, keep tuning in. We appreciate y'all.
All right, no doubt. Well, till next time, everybody. Peace.